That's 4 snaps for you, baby.
Oh shit, it's Sunday again.
Oh, yeah.
It's Sunday, bitch. Yeah.
Getting that cream.
I want the cream. Give daddy that cream.
Getting that cream. Getting that cream.
Brace yourself for the cream.
Hey, friends. Welcome to yet another episode of CPS. My name is Josh, and with me, as always, is my good friend, Eric. Eric, tell the people, how are you?
I'm good. I'm feeling creamy. I've been living on a diet of limes and mangoes for the last 5 days, so I'm ready to go.
Diet of what?
Limes and mangoes.
Limes and mangoes? Why?
No, I'm joking. That's just the liquid death I have. So I've been drinking a shit ton of that lately.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I just got the lime.
No, I'm not a psychopath.
I don't know if you're trying some crazy new ass diet.
No, I'm not that fucking.
Can you even eat
simple.
limes? I mean, you can you? Can't you? But it wouldn't be very good.
Yeah, I guess when I was growing up, we used to go to Essen House every month, and that was like a big German bar. And my dad would tell me that he would give me all the lemons, and that's how I would stay preoccupied. When I couldn't walk, they would just sit there and feed me lemons, and I would just make faces at like a table of 20 people for hours on end.
So your dad would take you to the bar and keep you.
Well, my
entertained?
mom would be there too. It'd be a whole family deal.
Jesus Christ! That's
Yeah, it was a good time.
And
That was the back when they had the giant glass boot that they drink out of. So my uncle would have 2 of those, and then he'd ride his motorcycle home. It was a good time.
Jesus, man.
maybe not that extent, but yeah, I remember. I mean, you got a free mug every month, but yeah, I remember the big glass boots. They'd have dozens of them over the bar.
Yeah. How many boots do you have to drink before you get a free one?
Hopefully, no more than one.
Jesus, Murphy. Man. Yeah, so do you want to tell everybody or should I? This is probably our last podcast because the world is going to fucking end.
Yeah, all right. Well, I'll drop the news. All right. So for anybody that doesn't know, this is going to be hard for me to say, but Ron Jeremy is in a mental institution.
Oh, yeah. What's the deal with that?
I don't know, man. Well, so the backstory on this was basically you and me were texting on Friday, and I made a joke about Ron Jeremy, and you said something about his rape case, and I looked it up. It's like, shit, I had no idea. But
Oh, really?
For people that don't know, Ron Jeremy is basically one of the forefathers of porn. I think he started back in the 70s or the 80s, but yeah, before the internet, I definitely had seen his work in magazines on VHS tapes and stuff growing up. So it's funny. I was talking to my younger brother who definitely didn't know who he was.
Really?
And I was like, Clive, you know who Ron Jeremy is? And then at the same time, me and my dad both go, the hedgehog.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, well, he knows.
Oh, man. Yeah, he went to jail for rape, but he's in a mental institution, apparently, you said?
Yeah, I guess his case got thrown out because he's like inept to react, which is fine because I mean he looks like he's been crazy his whole life, so it is what it is.
Huh. Are they just mental institution? Okay. You think that's just a good way out? Maybe he raped somebody, didn't want to go to jail, so he just pretended to be crazy. I'm crazy, you know?
I mean, definitely. I mean, I've never had an STD, but I'm sure he's had plenty, and I'm sure eventually that kind of starts feeding into your brain a little bit. I'm sure you get syphilis so many times, it kind of starts screwing with your chemistry.
Yeah, he went crazy because he had too many STDs. I guess.
I don't know. I'm just being a skeptic here. I'm sure that's probably how it happened, but I'm not a doctor.
I'm no doctor, but that makes sense to me.
All right, but for real, why is the world ending, Josh? Let the people know, because if it ends in the next 7 days, we won't even hear this anyways.
Oh, Christ. Well, they shot down another unidentified flying object, or unidentified aerial phenomenon, UAP, if you will. But over Canada, Trudeau, I guess, asked us to shoot it down for him or something over Canada. And then a couple days ago, they shot one down over Alaska. But I don't know, it has end of world vibes to it. I mean, they're probably drones from another country, right? But they're the size of small cars and they're cylindrical shaped. And then that Turkey earthquake.
I didn't hear about that.
Oh, what? Really?
Dude, I don't keep up with what's going on in the world. I just focus on what I'm eating and what I'm drinking. That's all I care about.
Shitload of people died.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Giant earthquake in Turkey. Yeah.
Huh.
Yep. And then I mean, did you watch the Grammys at all?
No.
Oh,
I didn't even know that happened.
Oh my God. You know who Sam Smith is?
The name sounds familiar.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Well-
is that the old like cowboy looking dude?
No. He's a fat gay looking guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. Okay. I'm way off then.
Yeah. Yeah. He just had this whole performance where he dressed up like Satan and he's wearing like satanic lingerie, dancing around. He's non-binary and he likes to get pissed on or something. I don't know. It's a weird thing, man. And there's all these devils dancing around him, and then like it cuts to commercial and it says sponsored by Pfizer. It's the weirdest fucking thing. It's very and Tim Dillon, one of my favorite comedians, has a good rant about it. But he basically says the problem isn't that Sam Smith looks like a demon, is that he looks like he's a fat chick from Hot Topic dressed like a demon. Like that's what we've come to worship and hate in this country. Meanwhile, the real oligarchs that run this country and the military industrial complex that's just pushing us into World War III and slowly stealing all of our fucking rights in the name of safety, those demons distract us to all get mad at Sam Smith dressed up like a fat devil, fucking squeezing into his little lingerie, fucking dancing around on stage, sponsored by Pfizer, you know. And then the kids' cartoons are all ideologically captured by Marxist groups now. And the most frustrating thing I saw a couple days ago, one of the greatest actors, Paul Giamatti, is dressed up like Einstein running around in a Verizon wireless commercial. So it's like the end of days is definitely here. That's what I think. What do you think?
Makes sense to me. Yeah, I don't know, man. We live in a weird time. This, I don't know. I don't want to say anything stupid, but I mean, there should not be more genders than there are states in the United States, and that's kind of crazy to me. So I don't know. It is what it is, man. I'm not. I don't care about either. I don't care one way or the other, but it's like, I don't know. I mean, I've had the thought in my head too of like, if I have kids and my son wants to be a girl, like I'll let him do it or whatever, but I'm not going to let him want to be a dolphin, you know? I'm going to be like, all right, I'm drawing the line here. If you want to wear a dress, but you're not going to fucking get flippers installed and go sit in a salt tank in the backyard. Like, no, you're not going to do that.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's a dicey subject. Obviously, I want anybody to be happy, but I mean, we're in fucking fantasy land now. It's just, you know.
That's a good way to put it.
We're in the upside down. It's just weird. Yeah. And Tim Dillon, like I said, my favorite comedian, had a good rant, and he's like arguing why it's a good idea for us to get nuked. Kind of bummed me out.
I don't know. It's like
he's hilarious.
There's I mean, just to touch on the whole trans thing, I mean, we definitely, by the time we got out of high school, people started like doing, I mean, we know people that we went to high school with, I mean, even out of high school, that, you know, their siblings transitioned, they did this and that. Mm-hmm. But my first real experience was a kid that I went to college with who was a guy, and then he was transitioning to be a girl.
Yeah.
And I remember we were sitting in film class and he was sick, or she was sick. Mm-hmm. And kept like clearing their throat, and it was fucking gross. And like, I could tell they were sick, and it's like, dude, go home.
I'm guilty of that.
But I'm literally sitting at the chair next to the door, next to the trash can. He got up, or she got up probably at least 10 times throughout this 3.5 hour class, would get up, stand in front of me, and spit a fucking nasty loogie in the trash can. Like, not even pick the trash can up or like bend over, like literally stand. And it looks like that scene from Big Daddy where the kid has the ketchup, and his spit is touching the ground.
Disgusting.
Like literally would just stand there and just like, and it would like go down and you could hear it hit the trash can, and everybody else is paying attention. I'm sitting next to this trash can. And it's like, that's fucking gross, dude. Like, I'm not going to say anything. I should have said something, but it's like, fucking get out of here, dude. But that was my first. What does this have to
do with them being trans?
Well, because they were transitioning, so like I didn't want to make them uncomfortable and like call them out in front of the class. But it's like, dude,
call them out.
That's fucking gross.
I don't care what you are. It's disgusting. So wait, it was a guy trying to become a girl?
Yeah, and he smelled like shit too. So I didn't know how he was going to be a female, because guys get away with smelling like shit, and girls don't.
That's very ladylike, hawking loogies.
Yeah.
No, that sounds like mental illness to me, bro.
I mean, he was in the film program, so I mean, so was I. So what does that tell you?
Yeah, this androgynous stuff is not new in music either. Like, I mean, David Bowie kind of walked that line, but he did it in a way where it was kind of sexy. Not sexy like sexually, but you know what I mean? It was kind of...
Yeah, he'd flaunt his shit, yeah.
Yeah, the whole Ziggy Stardust thing, it was kind of cool. He was like walking the line between male and female. I mean, he performed as Ziggy Stardust, like as a woman for a long time. But now we got Harry Styles like wearing women's underwear, and I don't know. We kind of missed out on the good era of music, dude.
But I mean, even like hair bands like was a stem from like David Bowie, because I mean he's like, all right, I'm gonna grow my hair out and start wearing this shit. And I mean, you see old music videos of like Poison and shit. It's like, I'll pass.
Yeah, that was a weird thing, man. Rock and roll guys dressing up like chicks, but yeah,
I don't know. I mean, it's always gonna be a thing, you know.
Yeah. Oh, you know what's funny about that UFO that got shot down over the weekend in Alaska? So I found out about it on Twitter. For some reason, I find out about everything first on Twitter, whether it's true or not true.
Yeah.
Just because it's kind of the Wild West right now, which is I think is good, but you have to be able to filter and figure out what's real and not. But I see that a UFO gets shot down in Alaska, and somebody posted a picture of where it got shot down on the map, and I zoom in, and the name of the town the UFO got shot over is Cumtown. Cumtown. Cumtown, Alaska.
Oh, wow.
And so I started looking into this further, and I'm on Google Maps typing in Cumtown to see where it is. It turns out it doesn't exist. But the story on Twitter became Cumtown, like so fast. So it was no longer about the UFO. It was about the town Cumtown, and the amount of memes I saw, like two aliens like double teaming a chick, or like just like shit like that. There's a picture of the UFO was shaped like a big cock and balls, and it was like Cumtown, and then people posting like, UFO shot down over Cumtown, Alaska, 69 days before 420. You know, like, but which is actually true. But take it to Area 69 or whatever. But yeah, so that's how the internet is. It turned into this whole big fake story about Cumtown, which was hilarious. But
so are each of these things that are so like the one that they shot down over like when it passed through South Carolina, was that technically like a UFO? I mean, they knew it was a balloon, but they didn't know what it was, so it's like unidentifiable, you know?
Yeah, it's tough, man. I think if it's unidentified and it's in the air, I think it's a UFO technically. They started using UAP. I think because I don't know why they changed the terminology, but UAP, unidentified aerial phenomenon or phenomena, I think includes the possibility it's not an actual object too. Like it could be lights or shadows, or you know what I mean?
Well, that's dumb as shit. I mean, I know the news would never jump on and say UFO shot over or UFO flying over the US or in Canada, but I mean, that's what it is, dude. You know, it
doesn't have to be extraterrestrial.
Like the definitions of words.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be extraterrestrial for it to be a UFO, but you know, there's also this weird stigma attached to UFO and all these people that think the gray aliens are coming in and butt fucking them every night, when in reality that's not happening. There's a lot of crazy people out there that think they've been visited and stuff. But I mean, it's just the past few years, it's come more and more and more into like the public conscience of UFOs existing, because it used to be completely crazy if you thought you saw one, and now pretty much it's just normal, you know? Like the government admitted that they had.
Yeah, no, you got people coming out of the military that are saying that they would see shit on ships, like in the Navy and stuff, that like this thing would drop down, all of a sudden it's there, and all of a sudden it's gone, and it's like, these guys aren't crazy. Like these guys are kind of the
decorated veterans.
Best humans on the planet, and they're seeing these things, and they're basically reporting it, and they're not exposing it. But yeah, I mean, even within the last year, there's been people that have basically said, no, it's we're seeing this shit drop from the sky in 1 second. It sits there. There's the water isn't moving. There's no air moving, and all of a sudden it's gone. It just disappears. So it's like that shit's out there, man.
Yeah, the way that they move, it's almost like they manipulate gravity in some sort of way. And this sounds so tinfoil hat, like crazy. If you don't keep up to date on this stuff and look it up, we sound like conspiracy theorists even talking about it. But it's been on the news, man. Like the government has admitted that they have craft that appears to not be from this world. Like that's a New York Times article you can look up from 2 years ago. And I know the New York Times is not the paper it used to be, but you know what I mean? Like it's mainstream news now. It's like slowly crept into mainstream.
Well, even when Trump was on his way out, I mean, one of the last things that happened before he was kicked out of office was they basically like snuck out. They're like, oh, just so you know, like UFOs are a real thing, and we do have access to them. And yeah, there it is. And but like they like basically sent it out in a tweet, or they sent it out like they didn't. It wasn't headline news. They just basically like, all right, this is a thing, by the way. So it's like that's huge news, but they're putting it out on like a fucking like elementary school like news channel. Like, oh, by the way, UFOs are real, but chocolate milk and pizza sticks are for lunch.
Yeah, it's weird, right? Like it was like you figure UFOs are real would be the biggest news story of the year, but it wasn't. It was just like kind of swept under the rug. Nobody cares because we were going through a lot of other stuff, so it wasn't even major news. It's kind of funny, and now it's just out there.
I mean, people only care for so long too, because like, I mean, a week after that came out, nobody gives a shit, and then now we got like balloons flying over the U.S. and I mean, not that those are like aliens or nothing, but I mean, when we hear the 30th story about shit flying over the U.S., people aren't going to care, and it's like, oh. No, there's a little green man in there.
Yeah,
by the way, you know, like they're just softening us up. So like by the time there is a fucking like, oh, so there's a invasion in Oregon right now, and they're coming off the coast. We don't know where they're fucking dropping from. We're like, oh, okay, well it's just another balloon.
They wouldn't
before
tell
we
us,
know it, like, no, they wouldn't tell us. It's
No.
fucking mass hysteria, dude. Like that's the last thing. Like if it's like that movie,
Armageddon?
Don't Look Up.
Oh, don't look up. Don't look up.
Have you seen?
I have.
Have you seen that?
I have, and we
it's-
could talk about it. I have some problems with it.
It's basically like
It's a metaphor.
the world is ending and people don't want to admit it, and they're trying to avoid mass hysteria. But like the truth is like the end is coming, you know, and like it's gonna happen, and people just don't want to admit it. And then it's the whole like, don't look up, you know, don't look at the fucking meteor coming at you. But yeah, tell me your spiel. I feel like we didn't talk about this back in the day when this actually came out.
Do you know what the movie is? It's the whole thing's a metaphor for climate change.
Is it?
Yeah, the entire movie, the whole entire story is a metaphor. They're going to make a movie about climate change, but they wanted to do it in a way that was, you know, less obvious. So all the scientists saying that a meteor is headed towards Earth to destroy everybody is a metaphor for all the scientists now saying that climate change is going to kill everybody and nobody's listening. That's what the whole movie is, the whole thing. That's why Leonardo DiCaprio is like the lead, because he's a big, you know, climate guy. But while he flies around in his fucking private jet to climate conventions.
Huh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, the whole movie's, and I don't really like, what's her name? Meryl Streep. She's a good actress. She's one of the best actors, you know. But she's supposed to be like the Trump character in that movie.
Yeah.
And I don't really like the way that they portray the right in that movie. That they all, you know, make them seem like morons. Although they make the left seem like morons too, but you know what I mean. It was kind of gross, and it's not a good metaphor. It's not the same thing. A giant meteor hurtling towards Earth and climate change are two very different things. I don't like the comparison for those.
Yeah.
I mean, if we want to have a realistic discussion about climate, then we can. I mean, humans definitely have an impact in some sort of way, but how much is that impact, and how much does it actually influence the climate? You know, there's a lot of alarmists out there that make a lot of money by alarming people, and I don't think climate is any different. I don't know what the solution is. Even electric cars, you know, pushing for everything electric. I mean, the way they get these electric car batteries is not green. It's not necessarily better. I mean, obviously you don't want to burn as many fossil fuels, and I'm no scientist. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm talking completely out of my ass. I just think there's more nuance to it than what we're led to believe. You know what I mean? And all these celebrities jumping on, that's like the new thing is climate change. It's the new thing to talk about, it seems like, maybe this year and last year. I just think, like I keep saying, there's more nuance to it, man. You know, we have to talk to actual experts, because there's a lot of skeptics out there too that think that, yeah, it's bad, but it's not like Florida's going to be underwater in 5 years bad. I remember them talking about climate change when I was in elementary school, and them coming in and saying by the year 2010, Greenland's going to be underwater or something, you know? They've been doing this for fucking ever. They've been doing it since my dad was in high school. And it's an issue, but is it like the world's going to end in the year 2030 type issue? And then all these people, all these kids, all these activists are trying to make a difference, which is great. You know, what's her name? Greta Thunberg or whatever. I mean, yeah, it's great what she's doing. I think it's cool that a kid is going out there and doing, and she believes the world is actually going to end. So she's trying to do something about it. I just don't know if that's true. I think we need to look at it more objectively.
I think, I mean, definitely if you look at, say that the rainforest and the ozone and the water levels and the temperature and the air quality, all that is getting fucked up. And it's just the way it is with like technology and this and that. But even going back to your like the electric cars, I mean, I had the conversation with somebody a couple weeks ago about the whole electric car thing. And it's like, you really save like nothing from, well, this is my perspective. So fuck it. But
yeah.
So say you get a Hummer and you're driving and you're using fossil fuels and this and that. All right, whatever. The car dies. The car gets pushed into a cube and it is what it is. If you have a Tesla, like halfway through the life of that Tesla, you have to get a new battery, which basically costs like 20 grand or 15 grand or whatever it is.
Yeah.
What do you think they do with that battery? It's not like they just recycle the battery, And it's to the extent it's like what makes a bigger impact? Like me burning fossil fuels, which millions upon millions of vehicles are doing around the world, or me having like this like nuclear reactor of a fucking battery, decomposing in a landfill or something. It's like, what really has a bigger impact,
Not to mention the minerals they get for those batteries, like the cobalt, comes from like slave labor. Like in the Congo.
Like,
it's
yeah,
wild.
I saw Joe Rogan go off about it, and like basically all our phones, all our video games, all this sorts of shit.
Yeah.
Like all this stuff is like it's all slave labor, and nobody wants to admit it. But it's like if they just shut it down, we would have no iPhones, and nobody wants to admit that.
The fucking hypocrisy and the irony of using your iPhone to tweet about trans rights, and the iPhone is built by actual slaves. I know they're two different issues, but. You know what I mean? It's just crazy. It's just
it gets muddy, dude. It's like, all right, well, slavery is okay, but we're not going to talk about it. But
right.
Yeah, this dude is going to wear fake tits on stage, and it's like what are we focusing on here? It's like, God damn it.
Yeah, we need to get our priorities straight. Yeah. And I mean, yeah, climate change, I'm not saying it's not real or anything, and I'm not trying to take like a far right perspective. I'm not taking the furthest left perspective either, where I don't think we need more data, man. I don't believe Bill Nye, the science guy, getting up there spouting about it. That's all. I think there's way more nuance to it, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there's enough evidence between like looking at, all right, this is the day that the automobile started, and this is when like everything started changing. I mean, I think there's a significant enough change since that day to now that you can say, all right, well, this probably has a factor to it.
Well, get this.
But
so the Earth definitely goes through cycles too, though, right? Like it's always kind of gotten. I mean, right now we're not in an ice age, but there's been a lot of ice ages, and the temperature might be going up. I mean, is that correlated with in human industry? I'm sure. How much of it is correlated with human industry, though? How much of an effect do we actually have? Is it just going up and down naturally? I mean, because global warming is scary, but I think global cooling is even scarier. At least with global warming, you can grow, vegetation easier. This sounds. I mean, dude, I haven't done any research. Nobody listened to my perspective. I'm a moron. Okay, but I'm not willing to take that. I mean. Okay, how much has the temperature gone up in the past 100 years? And do we actually trust a thermometer from the year 1920? I don't know.
Yeah.
So
what's that movie where they're on the train and like the whole world is like an ice age and like they're eating like bugs and shit? What's that from? They made a series out of it too.
Yeah. It's something train, isn't it? Ice train, bullet train, snow train
or something. I don't fucking remember.
Yeah, the Captain America is in there, isn't he?
Yeah. He basically leads the brigade from the back of the train all the way to the front, and he discovers that they're eating like compressed bugs and shit to stay alive.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, I'm thinking like so that's the thing. So say an ice age were to start, 10 years from now, and if we knew it's coming, so say we know that it's coming, a vast majority of the world would be fucked, like totally fucked. And I'm wondering if like that train method would like actually make sense, or if we're just like, all right, we're going to dig under the ground 50 feet and we're gonna wait it out until it gets warm again. You know, like I don't know what like because like as far as I'm concerned, like that's an apocalyptic event. You know, basically like if millions of people are dying due to like a weather thing or you know a climate change or whatever it might be. Yeah. I'm trying to think of like how we would actually react because you know if it keeps getting hotter, you know if you wake up every day and it's 120 degrees out, that's gonna make a huge impact. Mm-hmm. But not like if it's you know 20 below zero every single day, you know.
Yeah, I think the cold is probably more dangerous. I mean, people die from cardiac related issues in the cold, especially older people. But I think ice ages take a long time. I don't think they're overnight. I think it's a very long, slow cycle. It'll start to get colder and colder very slowly, unless we do like a nuclear winter sort of apocalypse, and you know, then that would be like a faster way to get there. But
okay, so I pulled it up. Jamie, good job. So Snowpiercer, that was the name of the movie.
Snowpiercer. There you go.
Snowpiercer. So here we go. In the year 2031, 17 years after an attempt to stop global warming via transpheric aerosol injection catastrophically backfires and creates a new ice age. The remnants of humanity have taken to a self-sustaining, what the hell is that word? Circumnavigational train, the Snowpiercer, run by the reclusive transportation Mangate Wilford. Pfft, dumb.
So the train just...
That sounds dumb as shit.
It does, yeah, it's pretty stupid. It's actually a good movie though, but it's a stupid idea. Like they actually turned a dumb idea into a good movie. So does the whole train circumnavigate the entire globe? And why? Why is the benefit of the train moving?
I think that was the whole point. Like it had to keep moving because like
it's too cold.
If it just stopped, it would just like freeze and they'd be fucked.
I don't buy it. Isn't it like isn't wind chill a thing? Why does it have to keep moving? I don't get it. Huh.
Ask fucking Captain America. Apparently he knows all this shit.
They have the energy to keep a train moving infinitely around the earth, but they don't have the energy to fucking make a fireplace or get some heat.
I see flaws in your film, buddy.
Yeah, this film is stupid as hell. Dude, have you ever heard of Dave's Hot Chicken?
I think you said it once to me. I don't really know what it is, though.
Oh, man. They just put a couple in Charlotte, and we went a few days ago. It was good. It's good. Yeah, they're like a chicken restaurant that only has two or three things on the menu. Started in Hollywood, and they just put a couple out here. And yeah, they're like taking over the world. There's like a couple hundred locations now across the country.
What is it, like chicken sandwiches or like chicken fingers or?
Yeah, you can get either. I mean, they have like chicken sliders is their thing. Spicy, like Nashville style spicy chicken sliders. They got the special sauce they put on them. Woo! We waited for like 45 minutes in line for a couple chicken sandwiches last weekend. It was great.
Yeah.
That's actually what we did right after we stopped recording the podcast. We went out and what did we do yesterday? Oh, we went to the Science Museum in Charlotte. We've been trying to get into Charlotte and do some stuff. It was okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool.
Tell me about the snaps you sent me with the fucking bed.
Oh, yeah. They have this bed of nails you can lay on. You know that old science experiment where you lay on the bed of nails and, you know, the distribution of weight or whatever? So they have a bed of nails you can lay on. It's kind of funny because there's all these, there's this whole floor of like, it's called cool stuff. And that's the fun part about science museums is they have all these interactive science-y type things you could do.
Yeah.
You know, with pulleys and I don't know. But it's funny being a kid in those because all these kids are just running around, you know, have no idea, no interest in any of the science behind any of it. They just see it all as a bunch of big toys that they can beat the shit out of and just run around and scream. And I remember being a kid going to the science museum. I was not interested in the science at all. I'm just like, whoa, look at this ball that can float with this thing. And just like being, you know, running around. But yeah, a bunch of snot-nosed kids everywhere.
That's kind of wild that you could just get on that bed of nails and like, so like the nails would come up through the table and like lift you up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you wouldn't have to sign a waiver or anything? Like it just allows you to do that?
I was thinking the same thing because there's nobody even watching you either. Yeah, that's one of the interactive science things. It's just this bed of nails and you can lay on it. But the nails aren't like particularly sharp. I felt them, you know, they're rounded at the end. So they're not like actual nails you can use. So maybe that has something to do with it. But I mean, if you have just one of those individual nails, if you hit it hard enough, it might be able to pierce skin. I mean, it's still.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Like even people getting up off the. I mean, I know you probably bring the nails back down before you get off the table, but I mean, people like sliding on that shit and cutting them arms up, and that's kind of wild that you would just expect a 7-year-old to know how to like react to that responsibly and not totally fuck it up.
I'm sure that they legally have it all figured out somehow, but it would be hard to hurt yourself on it because, like I said, the nails aren't like sharp, and
yeah,
it would take a lot to hurt yourself. You know, you'd have to roll off the table or something stupid. But that's not even the most dangerous thing they have. They have these seats and these ropes. You can like pull yourself up a rope sitting on a seat, and it's this whole pulley thing, and then people could fall off that. I mean, they have seat belts, but nobody's using them. There's just like little 5-year-old kid just like with his feet all over it, just climbing it. Dad. He's like 12 feet in the air, not buckled in, you know?
Jesus.
Yeah. They must have like signs and stuff, like play at your own risk or something. Or maybe they make you do that when you buy your ticket, is because we had to sign a little thing. So maybe that's in there, you know?
Yeah.
Sure, they have little bastards falling off that shit all the time, you know?
Survival of the fittest, baby.
Survival of the fittest.
What is it? Darwinism, like letting the dumbasses die,
Natural
and
selection.
the smart ones survive.
That's right.
Natural selection. That's what it is.
Yeah, that doesn't exist anymore because the dumb and the stupid and the ones that would be naturally selected to survive no longer do. I mean, the smartest people in this country don't have babies. The dumbest ones do. So I think that's kind of out the window.
Biggest dumbasses now become politicians.
Well, they're
they
actually
tell
smart.
us how to live our lives because theirs is so fucked up.
They're actually they're smart. They're just narcissists. Yeah, they're just the worst people. That's all.
Yeah, they're all assholes.
Yeah, I mean, a doctor's not going to have more than like 2 kids though, and you know there are people that have 12 kids in this country. So
yeah.
You ever seen Idiocracy? It's kind of like that.
Yes. Yep. That's a killer film. I actually saw Mike Judge talk about that recently in an interview, and he's like, yeah, I wasn't really trying to foresee the future, but that's kind of the road we're going down.
Yeah. The only thing that they didn't get right in that movie was phones. They didn't anticipate cell phones.
Yeah, which is kind of wild.
Yeah. But everything else is pretty accurate. It's funny.
So since we're on the Mike Judge topic, so I was at my parents' house yesterday, and I'm watching TV with my dad, and he goes, "You watched the new Beavis and Butthead?" I'm like, "You mean like the new season that came out on Paramount Plus?" And he goes, "No, it's on Comedy Central."
What?
And I'm thinking it's like, so like when I was on Paramount Plus and I'm watching Beavis and Butthead, there's always like a Comedy Central thing playing like in the first like 10 seconds now. And then it does the MTV and then it gets into the episode. It's like, that's fucking weird. And then like we're watching TV and it's like Beavis and Butthead are back. And it's like basically they're rolling out the whole season that's already on Paramount Plus, but like they're doing it on a weekly installment on Comedy Central. And then it's like, oh, that's pretty fucking cool. And he's like, yeah, this first episode is pretty funny. I'm like, dude, I watched that like 6 months ago.
Yeah, that's weird.
And then he's like, yeah, so I'll watch that. And I'm like, what'd you think? And he goes, I don't know. I don't think I like Beavis and Butthead. I'm like, no, it's stupid. Like, that's the point. It's supposed to be stupid. But it's like, I'm glad that it's getting new life, like actually on cable TV.
Cable is dying, man. Comedy Central's starving for content. That's what it is.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. Beavis and Butthead rules. But yeah,
I did watch the new episode of South Park too, and I've watched every single episode of South Park, and basically up until I lose cable. I mean, I always find a way to watch it eventually, but yeah, I mean, growing up, I would watch it every single new episode that like the second it comes out, and man, fucking season 26. That's amazing, dude.
I don't even know which season that is. I kind of gave up on it, man. I'm tired of like trying to seek it out, you know.
Yeah.
I've seen seasons 1 through whatever, 20 something, but is season 26 the newest?
Yeah. The one I watched yesterday was season 26, episode 1. And it was all about, basically they call Kyle out for being a Jew and running Hollywood. And then he's doing like TikTok.
Kanye references?
He's doing TikToks with, Tolkien. And, so now I'm scrolling through Instagram, like on my phone, and I see, South Park and Comedy Central sharing like, oh, make sure you follow, Kyle and Tolkien on TikTok. So I'm like, what the fuck? I don't have TikTok, so I'm not going to look into it. But it's like, I bet they have a TikTok fucking account for.
Wait, did they make Tolkien?
This fucking like.
Did they make Tolkien like Kanye West?
No, that was. So the name of the episode was Cupid Yay or Cupid Ye, but it was YE. And basically the whole episode is like Cupid Me, but he's like dressed up like Kanye and just saying the most ridiculous shit that basically he said in the last couple of years. And it's definitely a jab at him, and I'm sure he's gonna bitch about it. But it's like you kind of put yourself in that situation, dude. Like
South
if you
Park
can't
shit
take a
on
joke about
Kanye
the gay
West.
fish thing, like you're kind of fucked.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the gay fish. They've done that a couple times, and then they brought him back, and it was they didn't use his name anymore. I think because he sued him or something, but they just called him Aquaman. And
yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, that's when he's talking on the phone with Kim Kardashian because they're saying how she's a hobbit, and then he's on the phone with her, and he's like, "I love you too." Like on the phone.
Do you have a ring? Are you trying to get to Sauron? No.
Yeah.
Are you a hobbit?
Bitch, do you smoke out of a pipe? You smoke out of a pipe?
Are you hundreds of years old?
Just so you know, for your information, that pipe is to help with the skin on her face. Bitch, you sure you're not a hobbit?
Yo, real talk. Fuck. Freaking Lord of the Rings. The all 3 movies are on Netflix, dude.
I saw that, dude. You know what blew my fucking mind?
I was
is
talking
that,
to Emily years ago, and she's never seen those, and I actually have them like downloaded, like the video file that I was gonna pull up at some point, but now they're on Netflix, so I would love to like crush those in a week and just get totally into it because those are badass movies, dude.
Dude, those are great. Those movies are classics. The books are great. I think they're better than Harry Potter, but I saw that too on Netflix, and you know what blew my mind is they all came out like a year apart. Because
I was gonna say that, dude. It was like 2001, 2002, 2003, and it's like Well, the thing was is they filmed them all at like the same time, but think about it. Each of those movies are 3 hours. Director's cut must be like 4 or 5 hours.
I think Return of the King.
These motherfuckers are out there
for sure.
These motherfuckers are out there filming for years, for years, dude.
Yeah, dude. It's just crazy. They all came out a year apart.
Meanwhile, you got Avatar, and it takes fucking 12 years to make a sequel. It's like Jesus.
Yeah, apparently they filmed all the sequels at the same time. They already have the next one filmed and shit. I guess.
Avatar?
Yeah. I guess they're turning it into a new trilogy. So there's the original Avatar, then the new trilogy. Because then the next one's probably going to come out next year, or the year after, 2025 or something.
Huh.
Yeah. But yeah, dude. Lord of the Rings, those are great movies. And before like good special effects too. Like a lot of those, it's actual costume, makeup, you know, and they would have to have like an actual field full of people for a battle. And in New Zealand or wherever they filmed it. Yeah. Crazy.
That was like that fight scene was one of the first like big undertakings of CGI like at the time.
Mm-hmm. Is it like a copy and paste thing? Like they have like 100 people and they turn it into like 1,000, you know?
Yeah. So it's basically like, I mean, it's not like a pattern or whatever. Like they don't want you to be like, all right, well, there's where they layer it and do this and that. But yeah, I mean, it's basically they fill up a square of, 50 by 50 feet with people, and then they just wash it and remix it and throw it all over the place. But yeah, dude, that fight scene in one of those fucking movies is like an hour long. It's so badass.
Yeah.
Freaking crazy. And then the other 2 hours is basically like a bunch of like midgets walking through the mountains, like in like the dead of winter, and they're getting attacked by like giant ass wolves and shit. What?
You mean hobbits?
Yeah, little people.
Oh yeah. Bunch of midgets walking through the mountains.
I mean, think about it, dude. If Lord of the Rings was made back in like the 30s or the 40s, you'd have little people. I mean, navigating through. I mean, it wouldn't be like it wouldn't be like what it was now. But
you mean like instead of using what's his name, Elijah Wood,
CGI
or Elijah Wood, they'd actually have to use like an actual little person because they wouldn't be able to like use the perspective trick. Yeah,
so you got all these like little people from Wizard of Oz protesting it, and we want equal rights.
Yeah. You never see a little person complaining. That's the thing. They have the most.
Yeah, because they're not real people.
Because they're not real people. We are getting fucking canceled.
They're just God's little punchlines, and I'm not being honest. I'm pulling jokes from Family Guy from 10 years ago. So get off my ass.
Yeah, I like that clip in Family Guy. It's like you get along as well as an old man and a midget, and it just shows a midget sitting on a bus stop bench next to an old guy, and the old guy just looks over at him and just goes, "Where's the rest of you?"
Yeah. All right. Well, I knew this conversation was coming, but here's the deal, J-Man.
What's that?
What's today? The 12th. So in the next month or so, we will both be turning 30. And that's
Christ.
I know. And it's a big deal. And Emily's been asking me, she's like, what do you want to do for your birthday? What do you want for presents? It's like, dude, once you turn like like 15 years old, you really don't want presents at least for me. Like I didn't really want shit anymore, you know?
Yeah, dude, the big dirty 30. I don't want anything either. I want a fucking time machine to relive my 20s. Is that possible? Jesus.
Yeah, give me an experience. Bring me someplace. Bring me to let me have a dinner. Like I'm all about the dinner. I'm all about like we're gonna go paintballing or we're gonna go axe throwing or something like that would be cool. But I don't know. I mean, she's asking me and
bring me to a goddamn bridge.
Yeah.
So I can jump.
But bring me to the highest building in Keene.
What is the highest building in Keene? A Starbucks? Do you even have tall buildings?
I don't know. And not very. I mean, I bet it's probably a brick building in like the central square. So yeah, that would be that'd be on the news. I'm flying.
Yeah.
So you don't want anything for your birthday, J-Man? What's going on here?
I don't know, man. I don't need anything. I don't want anything. Haven't even thought about it. I don't even think about it anymore. Yeah. I don't know what to tell my lady. She hasn't even really asked me. I mean, we'll probably just get. We were thinking about going on a cruise or something. Cool, but time off of work. I mean, I could request a couple days off, I guess. But cruises. I mean, they're cheaper than actual vacations, but they aren't cheap. So it's like it costs us $1,000 each.
Yeah.
So
I mean, for me, it's like why would I ask somebody? Like, why would I ask my mom? Like, can you spend $50 and buy this, and then the next time I'm home, you can wrap it and I'll open it and like it'll be a big thing. It's like, no, why wouldn't I just fucking pay for it myself? And just. Like why even like Christmas makes me feel some type of way. Like getting presents as like a almost like a 29-year-old is just kind of weird to me.
Yeah. It's not the same as it used to be. I mean, we're adults. We don't need shit anymore. We're men, I'm a man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't need anything for real. So
I do like the like for Christmas, like if I get like a pair of jeans or something, like that's nice. Or if I get if I get candles and jeans and like liquor, like that's all I fucking need.
Candles.
I don't need anything else. Like I don't need fucking clothes. I'm a big candle guy.
Really? You like candles?
Yeah. What's up?
Lita's a big candle lady. I don't think a candle thing is a dude thing. You like candles? You like lighting candles?
I like a. Well, like right now I'm sitting in my basement and I got a candle like 5 feet behind me that's flickering. But yeah, I mean when I'm downstairs recording songs or playing video games or doing laundry and shit, like I don't know. I like things smelling good. So I don't know. I like candles. I'm not like a freaking weird spiritual hippie chick, but I mean I like candles to an extent.
Do you light them when you take your baths and stuff, and you put a little bath bomb in and light your candles and
the bath bomb, and I get the anal beads out of the freezer, and it's a whole thing, dude.
Now the truth comes out. Yep. Candles, jeans, and liquor. The triple threat. The three food groups. See, it makes sense.
I'm a simple man.
Yeah. I wouldn't want anybody to buy me jeans, bro. I want to buy my own jeans. They're gonna buy the wrong type of jeans. I got these fucking great jeans that have been fitting me so well for years. And I got the Levi's and I got the whatever number they are, the 431 or whatever. And now they're like skinny jeans. I don't know what happened. Like in the past couple months, they've turned into skinny jeans. I don't know if it's the washer, the dryer or whatever, but it's like they're painted on now. And now my favorite jeans look like, they're nut huggers, So I gotta recalibrate.
Maybe you're not as much a string bean as you thought you were.
Oh, I was afraid you're gonna say that. It's my gunt. Trying to pack my gunt into my jeans. Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe I'm not the only meatball on this podcast, J-Man.
Oh. Yeah, I've been trying to work off this gut and making progress, I guess, kind of. It's tough.
Yo,
man.
so that So we kind of talked about it. So we have the podcast come out every Sunday, and we started doing this little promo clip. And where's the promo clip? I'm trying to pull it up real quick. I think we got oh shit, it's playing. Oh god. Okay, here we go. It's got 56 views. So it's and the name of the video is what is it? I think it was getting decapitated at the trampoline park, and that's why wouldn't you want to listen to that? So I'm glad that we started doing that. That was a good move by you for sure to start that going as well.
Yeah, we can promote it, Promote it. We'll do the no context and couple pieces. I mean, listenership is still going up, dude. Especially now that we got Liquid Death behind us, which is great. So yep. Start doing ads.
Hey Jamie, my Liquid Death is empty. Can you get me another now?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. My liquid death is empty. I'm a little agitated.
I need it. It's like crack.
Talk about maxing out my fucking levels here. Holy shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to lower the volume on that. It wouldn't be an episode if you didn't scream at least once.
Yeah, that's true. It's funny when I'm setting up this microphone and like setting up the levels. I'm like, okay, so if I'm talking, I'm like in this range, and then I always do the okay, we're good.
That's what you do?
That doesn't max it out. So I do like I like yell, or I'm down here talking to myself before we're even on the phone, just like to see like if I do yell, like if it's gonna max it out.
So you're just down there in your basement screaming like a clown by yourself?
Yeah, waiting for us to get on the phone. Yes.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, you're...
I take it serious. I take my craft serious.
Absolutely. Why not? Who doesn't? We rewatched Borat the other day, and it was good. It was good. I mean, it's a classic, but then it just made us want to watch the Eric Andre movie, Bad Trip. So we shut it off and turned on Bad Trip instead. Bad Trip, I think, is much funnier. And that might be controversial. Borat's one of the old classics. Maybe it's just because I've seen it too many times. But Bad Trip is the same idea, but it's just faster paced and more modern. What do you think?
I actually never even made it all the way through Bad Trip.
Really?
Yeah, I think I watched the first like 20 minutes, and then that chick showed up, and I was like, nope, not watching a movie with her in it.
You don't like her?
No, I don't like her character. I don't really like her persona.
Yeah. Well, she's not.
No.
I mean, she's in the movie, but she's not like the main character. You know?
Yeah.
She's just in it a couple times. Yeah, if you can get past that, dude, watch. Try it again because it's really funny. It's really good. Like,
all right.
Yeah, it gets good. Eric Andre gets himself. Yeah, like he pulls the gas pump off at a gas station and gas is flooding everywhere. Like a bunch of crazy shit happens. He puts his. Did you see the part where he puts his hand in a blender in the smoothie shop?
Oh no.
Oh yeah, like it gets pretty wild. You didn't even get that far then, because that's in the beginning. Yeah, you should.
Yeah, because the only thing I saw was like the trailer was basically the first 5 minutes of like when he's at he's like detailing the car and he asks the guy to turn on the vacuum and it sucks his clothes off.
Yeah.
That's basically all I saw.
Oh yeah, dude, you got to watch it again. It's good.
Huh. I'll check it out.
Yeah, buddy. What do you got going on this week? Anything?
Valentine's Day Tuesday, and Emily was like, well, since we're not doing anything for Valentine's Day, it's like, well, fuck, should I even surprise you with anything? But I don't know. I'll put something together.
Yeah. What do you think? We went out for Valentine's Day early. We're not going because Valentine's Day is in a couple days, but we went this weekend and went to a nice Japanese Thai restaurant, you know, got the fish. What do you think about fish being served whole? Have you ever eaten like whole fish?
Did it have its head on it?
Yeah. The whole deal.
I've never had that, so I don't know.
It was good. But I put it on my stories and a lot of people were messaging me saying gross. I was like, why is that gross? You know?
Yeah, because people are a bunch of pussies. That's the way it works.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. They took the eyeball out of the fish. They like carved the eyeball out, scooped it out. So it's just a fish without an eyeball.
That's where the soul is kept, dude.
Do you think they eat?
That's the best part.
What do they do with the eye? Do they eat it? Do they throw it away? It seems like a waste.
I don't know if they eat it, but I know certain people around the world eat it.
I think it's like a delicacy, isn't it? Like the eye, like the fish eye.
I don't know, man. Even if I'm scrolling through freaking Instagram one more time and I see like a little like Asian girl eating like a tarantula that's like moving in slow motion, and she just like eats his head off. It's like, that just freaks me out, dude. I can't handle that shit. That just skews me out so fucking bad.
I can't eat things that are moving either. Yeah. No. It's a very Asian thing to eat things that are moving still.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I mean, they eat bugs and shit, and which is, I mean, I'd probably do that, but I don't think I'd eat a live tarantula. Like, I'm like, I got arachnophobia, dude, and it's getting better, but I don't think I could ever just like hold up a freaking like a 4-inch spider with chopsticks and be like, all right, here we go. It's like, no, I don't think I'd ever get to that fucking point.
Do they actually eat spiders? Are you thinking like a crab or something? Might be a crab.
No, it was a fucking spider, dude.
Really? And they eat it whole?
She like
crunch
this
it
thing,
while it's still alive?
This thing looks like it's like drugged up. She like dips it in like honey mustard looking sauce, and then she picks it up and she just like rips off one of its legs and eats the body. And it's like, I can see it just talking about it. It's freaking me out. I don't like it.
That is nasty. I wonder, because sometimes they'll be dead and then they'll activate their nerves with like the sauce. I know that's a thing for like squids or whatever. So maybe it's already dead and it's moving in slow motion because its nerves were activated. You know what I mean? So it's twitching.
Yeah, isn't that a thing where like they put it in front of you and then they squeeze like a lemon over it and it like curls up or some shit?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Maybe it's one of those deals, but I don't think they do that with spiders, so maybe not.
I'll find the clip. I'll send it to you. It's disturbing. It freaks me out, and it's like this little like 95-pound like Asian girl in some like country I can't even pronounce. It's like fuck, man.
Yeah.
Thank you, your father, for the electronics in my phone.
Yes. Thank you, Daddy.
Thanks, Daddy.
Asian Daddy. Yeah, sorry I'm a little lethargic this morning, man. I had a late night. I couldn't really sleep, but, got through it. It is what it is.
Is what it is, baby.
Yeah, what do you think, man? You want to wrap this thing up? You got anything to plug there other than my ash?
I recorded a new song on Friday. I got the mix for it yesterday morning, and I sent back the edits, so that should be done. So that's a music video that'll be done for March, and then I'm working on a project with Mr. Matt Buck, and he sent me the first beat for that. So that's pretty cool. But I know he'll be on the pod. Is that next week or 2 weeks?
Next week, dude. Well, it comes out in 2 weeks.
Oh, baby.
But we're recording with him next week, yeah.
That'll be sweet. Yeah, so,
next
I'm
weekend.
looking forward to that. I think that'll be a killer pod for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
But yeah, that's what I got going on, and going to PF after this and get my sweat on. So, it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm going to hit the gym also and then go to a Super Bowl party. Got a buffalo chicken dip I threw together, and I got $50 on the
Super Bowl
Chiefs.
is today. We didn't even talk about the fucking Super Bowl today.
No, we didn't even talk about it at all. Well, by the time this comes out, it'll be over anyways. But we'll see. I think the Eagles are going to pull it off, but I'm rooting for the Chiefs. Because fuck the Eagles, that's why.
That's funny because me, my dad, and my brother all had the same conversation. We said the exact same thing. The Eagles are going to win, but we're rooting for the Chiefs.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get lucky, man. They're going to burn down Philadelphia either way, so...
Well, you see that dumbass that put the freaking Chiefs jersey on the Rocky statue? Like, he just fucking shot himself in the foot there.
No, but that's hilarious.
The last, 5 times somebody did that, the Philadelphia team just, obliterates them. So, it is.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll talk about it next week. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for hanging in there with us for another episode of CPS. And we look forward to being creamy with you once again in a week with our special guest.
Keep it creamy, folks.
Keep it creamy.